Um, we have Tyann will be diamond tomorrow.
Yeah.
And I tell you what, that girl is out there. She's sharing her heart and her soul. And she's gone through so much with losing her mom. And she's just continued to share her story. And it hasn't been a happy story at times. But you know what? She shared it anyways. And she's helping so many people. And so many people are connecting with her because of her story, because of how real she is. She is Ty, and when you watch her on social media, like there's no, you know that she is the real deal. Like that's Ty, you know, this is who she is. So no one deserves it more than her, but I have to say there may be somebody else who deserves the recognition tomorrow a little bit more, and that's Melanie, because she's going to hit 1 star.
Awesome. Woo!
Which, and you know what's funny is that she's hitting 1 star, but she's about to hit 2 stars. So this girl, first of all, Melanie is like so deserving of this honor. And you guys, when just follow her lead, you know, Dave always says success leaves clues, and she is the person that you need to be following. You need to be reading her stuff because she comes across so authentic with a huge heart. She helps so many people, and she deserves this so much. And I honestly would not still be here if it weren't for her. We have each other's backs, and we're success partners. And I'll be honest with you, there have been times where I'm like, Melanie, I don't think I can do this anymore. And she's like, what are you talking about? Snap out of it. And then same, we help each other with our mindset, because we all know that mindset is so incredibly important. And if there's anybody who freaking kills mindset, it's Melanie. You know, she is our spiritual gangster on our team. And I am so honored and so proud. And shut up. You are not wearing that shirt. So huge rank advancements. And I want to share that with you guys first, because this little thing that we have, this Rise and Shine group, you know, there's something really special here. There's an energy, an excitement, a passion for this business that we all have. And it just gives me chills because we share that passion. And it's so amazing that we can come together once a week and chit chat and see each other's faces and know that we're supported, and that we have this girl gang supporting us and that have our backs. So Melanie, freaking congratulations, girl. And Ty, it's not official until tomorrow morning, but
and really the way the stars work, you go into qualifying,
so, right.
So like when Ty hits tomorrow, then I'm her coach, so I'll go into 1-star qualifying. So as long as Tyann holds, and this is good for you guys to know, because you will be growing diamonds and you will be hitting 1-star. So in order for me to officially get that title in the back office, my diamond has to hold it for 6 weeks. So even though Tyann is advancing, she's getting her title immediately, I will go into what's called qualifying. And then 6 weeks later, I'll get the official title. But yeah.
So we're on a roll, guys. There is so much momentum with 80-day obsession, with 2B mindset. You know, jump on this train. We're going. We're moving forward, and we're not stopping. So hop on and get ready for a crazy ride, because we're going to continue to go as far as we possibly can. Right, Mel? All right, so without further ado, I just wanted to give that recognition, because I feel like that is just something that these girls have been working so incredibly hard for a long time. And this is not, like, Melanie's about to just, like, advance, like, bing, 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 bing. So watch her, guys. She's about to seriously blow up and blow it up. So tonight for our guest speaker, I asked Michelle, you know, we always like to have someone to share their story, their coaching story, how they got started. It's always so inspiring to hear other coaches, like how did they get started, what they went through to get to where they are. And we learn so much from each other. So I asked Michelle, I met her on the Success Club trip. I got to chat with her for like 5 minutes, I think, on the Success Club trip. But she's all over the place. You know, you see her name on the recognition boards and the volume boards every single month. And I'm like, she's got it going on, Michelle. You know, like,
On the commercials.
She's on the, that's right. She was on the yoga, the 3-week yoga retreat. Was that it? Yeah. She was on the infomercial.
Yeah, I'll talk about that too.
Yeah. So a little bit about Michelle. She lives in Texas. Yeah. She lives in Texas. She's 50. She's 57 and she has 2 children, and she's been in this business. She's a all-star legend, right, Michelle, for 27 months. That's over 2 years, guys, hitting Success Club consistently for over 2 years, every single month. And so I asked her, reached out to her and said, girl, share your story. We want to learn more about you and hear what you have to say. And she happily agreed. So I'm very honored to have her on the call tonight. So Michelle, take it away.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for that introduction. And I'm telling you, I am honored to just be in the presence of you gals. I mean, you all are doing amazing things, and congratulations, both of you, Melanie and Chandra. And, sometimes I feel like, it's just me just doing my stuff, and, it's not about kind of the recognition. It kind of comes from my heart. I am retired Air Force. I was in the military for almost 30 years, and I retired in 2009. My husband and I both retired from the service. He went on to another government job, and I decided to stay home. And I was so excited to stay home and to be able to take care of my family and be that housewife that I never was. I don't know if any of you are familiar with the military, but we do travel a lot, and usually in different directions. My husband and I have passed our children in the airports because he was going someplace for work and I was just coming back from another place, another country or another state or whatever. So to finally be able to just take care of me and my family and, clean my house and cook and just, I was really excited about that. And after about a year of that, my mom came down with Alzheimer's. She was in Florida, and I went to visit her from Texas. I'm originally from New York. I used to live in around where Shanna, Carlucci, and all the gang is, and Darlene Champ. And so originally from New York, she moved to Florida by herself, and I went to visit her and realized that, something was not right. So I moved her to Texas. And at that time, my kids were a little bit younger, didn't understand what was going on, and I didn't really have a lot of control with my mom. She was a retired Yonkers police officer. She was one of the pioneers back in the 70s that patrolled. And so, and this is my mom losing her identity, and I was really devastated over that. So I brought her here for a while, and, with Alzheimer's, it doesn't ever get better. It just deteriorates and goes downhill. And it's really heartbreaking for the people that it leaves behind. And I know it was tough on my mom, but we are seeing our parents, our role models, just little by little, just deteriorate in front of you and not recognize you. And she went through from the start all the way to the end. I was feeding her and all. She passed away 2015. And I had just reached out to Darlene about getting into Beachbody. 2 months later, my mom died, and my world just kind of stopped because I was so focused on waking up, taking care of my mom, going to see mom, doing this, doing that. And my world was focused on her. Everybody else around me, my kids, my husband, my friend, their lives have evolved. They were out doing other things. And here I was stuck in my own little bubble taking care of my mom. So when she passed, I really didn't know what to do with myself. I found that I was about 25 pounds overweight. I felt disgusting. I went through drive-thrus in the morning to, on the way to see her. I'd stay drive-through at the end of the day. My husband would say, "What's for dinner?" I'm like, "Pick up chicken. I don't care. I'm exhausted," And so that, I had to find something to, bring my identity back, to feel better. And so, at the funeral, I told my family, I said, I am going to fully engage in Beachbody. And at that time, I wasn't a coach yet. I said, I have to do this. I have to do this for me, and I need everybody's support. And after the first month, second month, I became a coach. And, people started seeing results and kind of coming to me. And that's kind of how my business took off, was sharing my story, sharing my pictures and stuff like that. And then once you get rid of, you have your warm market, and once you kind of dwindle all your friends and relatives, then I think that was the hard part, was really beating feet and really getting involved and having people to get to know you and connect with you and trust you to come into, the health and fitness field. So I found that if I'm consistent, I do great. If I'm not consistent, I am struggling at the end of the month. So I do this reverse engineer thing with the calendar. And this was on one of the wake up calls, Monday morning wake up, the national calls. And one of the coaches had suggested that you pinpoint your challenge group, which is the second week, second Monday of the month, count back 10 days, and then you should run your free group that first week, during that. And then the week in between your free group and your challenge group, that's where you really beat feet, and you have to show an urgency. Okay, you bring it up in your group. I am going to open up only 5 openings, and I'm going to share it with this group, with you, my free group. I want to share that and give you the opportunity to get in my challenge group, my 30-day challenge group, before I open it up to everybody. And that's kind of how I try to, if you're open for 30 days, bringing people in and advertise, sometimes it's just like, oh, I'll just get her next time. But I try to show an urgency. And if someone comes in, I may say, I'm going to have to put you on the wait list. If I've met Success Club, I may do that. But, you have to have some kind of urgency. And then they think, oh my gosh, she has a wait list. I got to get in next month. So that's kind of how I try to wrap my challenge groups in there. But the consistency is key. The beginning of the month, once I roll those people into, from my free group into the challenge group, I usually hit Success Club at that time, and I don't have to worry about it, and I can really have great conversations and get to know people. And my goal was just 3 people, and it was always 3 people, 3 people, 3 people. And now it's 5 people. Let's bring 5 people in. And I try to stay ahead of everything that comes out. And sometimes it's hard because right now we are fast and furious with all the stuff coming out. Beach Bars, when that came out, I was on top of it. I had graphics. David had put some letters that he was using MailChimp to send, and I used some of the verbiage, and I kind of created my own. I'm not up to speed with all this technology and how they do all this stuff, and I think that's my downfall. And it slows me down in it, and I don't want it to, So I sent out, I went through my customer leads, and I went back all the way until I think October of last year. And I sent every single lead customer an email just introducing, say, Beach Bars, and that they're coming out, all the ingredients, and how popular they're going to be. And I started getting some responses back from that. But I started, like 3 weeks before it was released. So you really have to watch when the things are coming out, and advertise, like in the team calls and whatnot, and kind of go back a couple weeks and really start crafting up an email or whatever to get that stuff out to people. And I'm not perfect. Sometimes I'll send it out and I'll put the wrong name on it. It's me. Things like that happen. I don't worry about it. I usually send another email if they say anything, ha, ha, ha. I have an assistant or something like that, like I'm the big wig, you know what I'm saying? So let's see. Okay. And To Be Mindset as well. I reached out to as many people as I could. I put them in the group in Team Perseverance, and there's so much information. There's so much excitement. People are just jumping on board, and that's just a great way to have that kind of release like that. So Lyft is coming out, so I'm trying to kind of wrap my head around that and try to get some information on that. That's going to be a great one. I'm really excited about. Who's excited about that one? Lyft. Yeah, me too. I'm doing hammer and chisel until Lyft comes out. That's my thing. So another thing that really helped me out was I may get a customer that is like, well, I'm not really sure, and I try to I try to build accounts for them. If they'll give me their information, I will set up a free account for them, and then they can go online and look at all the stuff. It's not going to give them Beachbody on Demand. It's not going to put them in anything. But sometimes they just don't know where to start. So I'll set up an account with them. And then once I get an account set up, established with them, share a cart. How many of you guys are doing share a cart? Amazing, amazing. I was sending those links and people wouldn't do the home direct. They would spend extra shipping, but with the share a cart, you can get what we need and we send it. And they see it and they purchase it. So the share a cart has been really successful for me. So let's see, 7 day, and that's about it. But it's consistency. If I'm not consistent, I struggle. I struggle really, really, really hard. So
Michelle, can we talk about your 12,000 Instagram followers?
Oh, let me tell you about them.
Yeah, so I looked up Michelle on Instagram and I was like, "Ooh, look at this girl. She's got 12,000 Instagram followers."
I do, and it is STEM. Are you doing that, Melanie? How many followers do you have?
Right now, I think I have 3,700.
Okay.
I started with 411.
Okay.
So I didn't do the plan you did, though. I did the one that was cheaper.
Yeah. In fact, on my board here, I started January 10th. I had 306 followers. 306. And then January 18, I had 647. And I'm in a closet, but it's my office. And so I haven't been in here in a while because I'm working in my kitchen right now. But the Instagram, I signed up for, I think it was like the max, and I think it was only $60. I think it's $100 now. And so I got in, it was at 60. And right now it's still, I'm going to do probably 6 months and evaluate it because it's grown so fast. I have so many I had to turn my notifications off when I went to Mexico because it's, I wake up in the morning and I have so many, I had some, are we recording this? Okay, never mind. But I had some male parts text to me in a message. And so I was telling some people about, and I just don't want to see that. So I think that I'm reaching out to everybody and I don't want to do that. So you can go back into the STEM. And are you guys all familiar with STEM? How it works? It's a company that you pay for their service, and what they do is you give them a kind of an area of focus that you have interest in, and the company will reach out and send requests from you to actually kind of like friend requests where you follow each other. I don't know the IG terminology on all this, and so it allows you for them to follow you and then you to follow them. And so it also has, this is, I think, what was revolutionary about this program. It's the icebreaker. It sends, when there's a connection, it sends an email that says, hey, I'm Michelle. I'm from, San Antonio. Married. I have, children, grandchildren, blah, blah, blah. I really enjoy connecting with like-minded women. I'm really all about my health and fitness. I love Labradors, blah, blah, blah. And so a lot of people respond back and they say, oh my gosh, thanks for telling me all that about you. Meanwhile, it's an automatic message that goes to them, which is great. Some people give me the thumbs down. Sometimes I get a page all about them. But that's where you can decide whether you want to follow these people or not on the response. If they're creepy, just block them. If they're really interested, then you can start that conversation about, well, tell me about your fitness goals. I'm not here to sell you anything. Let's just have a conversation, and I haven't really been successful with the challenge packs directly or purchasing directly in Instagram. But what I do is I bring them from Instagram into Facebook. And then I have a group in Facebook. And I have a food group. And I have a culinary background. And so I do a lot of meal planning. I do live videos. And I bring the people from Instagram into that food group that's kind of ongoing. And then from there, I'll start advertising for, the groups are coming up. And I can be kind of salesy in there because it's kind of private and those people want to be in there. And I have a link on my Instagram where they can just click in, and then I have to, I can look them over and improve them. So that is happening. And then once they get into my Facebook, then, in fact, I have 2 people that are getting into this To Be mindset from that group. So that, it's a lot of work trying to balance them all. I do a lot of schedule posting. Where I put, recipes and, my dog and us doing yoga and that kind of stuff. So, but it's a lot of work trying to keep up with all of them. And sometimes I focus more on one than the other. But Instagram, I know there's a huge market. I'm just not there yet. So maybe I can learn from Mel. Maybe I can learn from you.
Michelle, you have more followers than anybody on our team.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would give anything to have 12,000 followers.
I don't even do like cleavage shots. You know what I mean?
You don't need to.
People that stand there like this and their boobs are
But that's not you, Michelle.
Yeah, that's not me. Yeah. I live in this, my Team P shirt here. So hey, real quick, let me tell you about the infomercial. So I was selected to go into the test group for the 3-week yoga retreat. And I said, why not? I like yoga. But I was always intimidated by it because I couldn't get into all those pretzel-y moves. And I think that when I was younger, I would go to the yoga classes, and it was older people doing the moves, and I couldn't do it. But they were already advanced. So when they came out with this 3-week yoga retreat, it was really advertised that it was a beginner form. So I decided that I was going to just go for it. So in the test group, we were sent an Excel product, and it had a list with drop-down menus of the food that we select and how to calculate your body weight to the menu. And then when you clicked your down menus, and you had specific food that there was like 5 choices, and that's what you had to eat. It was like meals. It wasn't like, oh, you can have lettuce and you can have tomato. I mean, it had meals, and that's kind of what you ate. So after you clicked on the drop-down menu and you selected your meals, the next tab was the grocery list. And so you would go through and just cross off everything that you had. And the next tab was all the recipes. And it was so amazing. And I really wished that Beachbody would put that out for all the programs, because it was just so organized. And I have a binder. I had a binder that I have everything in. And I mean, that was probably my first program that I did from beginning to end. My husband took all the pictures, they had all the poses. And so when I saw after just the 3 weeks, I lost about 8 pounds. My flexibility was, just off the charts in my before and afters. So every day I posted I videoed, I had my lab in there because he does that downward dog beside me. And I actually caught that, and his is kind of better than mine. But so anyway, I never submitted my results, but I had, 3 weeks of just every single day and commenting. And it was probably 3 months later, I got it. This was October, a couple of years ago. It was January. They reached out and they said, "Hey, listen, we want to get more information." We were going through the test group, and I kept popping up. So they asked me to complete the form, and it's the same thing that you do at the end of your when you do the challenge. And so I filled that out, and then they came back and wanted pictures. Then they did a Zoom call. I did a Zoom call with it's kind of the prize people that do the challenges. I about 40 minutes talked with her, and then it was it was almost 7 months of a process. The producer reached out, and this is Dragonfly Productions. She's the gal that actually does all the filming for all the filming, the workout films, videos. And so anyway, she set up a time, and she actually came here, and she got a camera crew, and they came to my house, and we talked for, I don't know, about an hour on camera. And I was standing on my yoga, my TV's up on the wall, so I'm actually standing on yoga blocks so they can have the TV with the 3-way, and I had my shirt clothes pinned and hair sprayed, and then they got me playing with the dog, and let's see, and then I changed outfits, did yoga poses, and I was exhausted. It was literally 56 seconds, and they were at my house. They got there at 8. It was about 2:30, 3 o'clock when they left, and I was exhausted. I was like, take me out to dinner. I'm not cooking, So, but it, and then they kept saying, it's going to come out. It's going to come out. It's releasing soon. And I was actually in Mississippi with my in-laws, and a friend of mine from New York, what this guy I knew that I haven't heard from in years, sent me a message, and he said, "Woo, when you come to town, I need your autograph or something." And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" He goes, "I have insomnia, and I was up at 4:30 in the morning scrolling the channel, and there you were doing yoga, And so then Beachbody had sent me the entire infomercial. And so it's everywhere now. I had a friend in the UK tell me they saw me. A friend of mine in Guam saw it, So, it was really an awesome experience. And there was some fantastic people that were in that. And Super Saturday in January, I was sharing my story at our San Antonio meet, and there was a girl that I met that was in the same infomercial. And so we have our, it was kind of cool. It's, sharing your story. That's, am I still on? Okay. So it's, you complete the program, document it, and then finish that, do the challenge and input your results. You just never know. Is it Tyann wasn't she?
Yeah, I think she was interviewed.
She was. They had her film some things of herself. She sent it in, but
yeah,
I never saw anything for Bod, so I don't know if it turned into something.
It really takes a long time. It's a long time. And it, I didn't even know if I was in it, until they actually sent the crew. And we were going on the lines of caregiving, because the Gibbons is a big sponsor of, caregiving and taking care of yourself. And so that was where we were going, because that was really my story about my mom. And how I ended up into this amazing opportunity. But so the video, it was all about menopause, and I'm like, I'm cool with menopause too. I guess I could have done either, but when it started, I didn't realize we were going that avenue. because they took different plays on it. You know, I talked about menopause, and I talked about, you know, my mom, because it was, you know, I just couldn't focus after everything that had happened. And, you know, you when you have a family and you're trying to run a household and everything, you know, in the business, you got to have a clear mind. And I just, you know, I just sobbing and crying and just memories, and the yoga, you know, it took me a long time to actually lay there and actually have a clear head. And that's when, you know, when you do something, you know, you see all these stories about, oh, my cholesterol, I'm off heart medicine, and, you know, all this stuff. It's great. But when it happens to you and you're getting that benefit, you're like, oh my gosh, this is real, you know, because I mean, and my cholesterol, I got off medicine last year, 240 something to 173, and that's exercise and Shakeology every day. They told me it was hereditary. So when it happens to you, it's kind of the real deal, you know. So
thank you, Michelle. Yeah, that's what I love about what we do is,
yeah,
you know, when you have that life-changing, you know, when it changes your life in such a profound way, you know, right. You can't help but want to just share it with everybody, you know, because it's such an amazing thing, and it's a gift. Like Melanie always says, like, it's a gift. What we get to do every single day is a gift, because we found something that not a lot of people find, and it's not for everybody. It's not for everybody, but, you know, we still feel like we have to share this gift with other people. It's
someone had said, you know, we need to scream from the mountaintop and say, you know, I have something that's going to help you. I can do this for you. You know, you just have to trust me. And so I open up some of my emails that I send out, and it's like, this is just too good. I have to share this with you. And I open it up like that sometimes, because I really believe that it's something, you know, wonderful, and we have to share it. So, and if they say no, it just doesn't even affect me. I just move on, you know.
So you said your cholesterol went from 240 to 173?
173. Awesome. And that was a year. See, I'm still wrapped up in the military, so I have my readings done every year. And it was October, and I started in December, and I was on medicine. I was taking Lipitor, and, you know, pains in the legs and all that other stuff, but I just did it, you know. And I, you know, also 25 pounds lighter, you know, so 25 pounds lighter. Now, granted, I probably put 10 of those back the last 4 months, and I'm working hard to do. And that's the thing, the beauty about this is that we're in it always, and we have our, you know, our weaknesses in life that gets in the way, and we just get back into it. But yeah, it went from, I think it was 248, and it went down to 173. So I actually had the lab slips that I kind of shared.
That's awesome.
That happened, because, you know, people are like, yeah, right. So, and
that's amazing.
Yeah. And it's advertised on the bag too, that it lowers cholesterol.
Yeah. That's it's lower. I've seen it lower cholesterol, blood pressure. I know people who've gotten off blood pressure medications. So Michelle, thank you so much for sharing your story. I just want to I want to open it up really quick to anyone on our team who may have a question for you. Does anybody have a question for Michelle? Anyone? Michelle,
thank you.
I know.
You gave us some really good nuggets.
Yeah, thank you so much. I mean, seriously, I'm just honored to be, you know, asked to be part of this, because, I mean, you guys are all rock stars too, and, you know, kicking tail, and I just really admire every one of you. And, you know, Devin and Mel, it was great to actually meet and spend some time in Mexico, and hopefully Summit we can, you know, I would like to meet hug everybody.
Yeah, group hug.
Yeah, group hug. Yes, absolutely. So, but
thank you, Michelle.
All right, I'll sign off, and you guys finish your stuff.
Okay, thank you so much.
All right, love you.
Love you too. Bye.
Let me see if I could do this.
So Oh my gosh, she's so cute. I love her. Seriously, love her.
I really like how she talked about the reverse engineering, having that clear intention. Okay, this is when it starts. So, and I like how she builds the, what you call it, urgency by saying, I only have 5 spots. Who wants them? And then putting somebody on a wait list. I was like, oh shit.
That I know. And you know what, Melanie? We have that. And if you, and this is another thing, like if any of you ever wanted to create like a free group where you just wanted to add value, like she said, you opt in to some sort of group. Melanie and I started a crock pot recipe group like a couple years ago. It's been a while, hasn't it, Melanie?
Yeah, it was after our first summit.
Yeah, and we got a lot of people in there, and we'll post our like new programs that are coming out and things like that in those groups. So if you ever want to do something like that, create a holding group of your own where you can take people from Instagram and plug them into Facebook, or you can just offer people something for free, you know, something of value, so they don't feel like, you know, you're just trying to, I don't know, sell them something, but you can offer them something for free and build the relationship that way.
And that's really important. I was going to post in our Rise and Shine group, you guys, like required reading for May, Gary Vanderchuck crushing it. And he talks about that. He's like, you guys do not understand. You have to add value. That has to be first and foremost. You have to do things for free. You have to give things away for free, whether it's like, you know, an actual item or whether it's knowledge or your time. You like, that's what the customer wants. And if you want to serve a customer, you have to give them something to build the trust before they're going to trust you with their money and their life. I mean, like what we're doing for them, like it's their life. So food for thought. And it's free to create a Facebook group, you know. So
how's everybody doing? Does anybody have anything they want to talk about before everybody's Tracy, Trisha, you guys good? Yeah? Okay.
Amelia, are you going to try to come to Summit?
I don't think I'm going to be able to. I thought possibly, and I actually, you know, was watching videos about it, and I'm like, God, that sounds really fun. We've got some family stuff coming up, so I don't know how we're going to finagle everything, but if it looks like I can, I'm going to let you guys know. So,
just put it out there. If it's meant to be. What's that?
So I know how to find anybody.
Yes. Let us know. We'll keep you in the loop. And there's still time, so, you know, just put it out there to the universe. If it's meant to be, you'll be able to come.
Yes.
Awesome. All right, ladies. Well, we won't keep you any longer. Keep kicking ass and taking names, and keep reaching out and leaning in when you need it. And I just love you, and let's kick some ass.
Kick some ass, Seabass.
All right.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.
Mwah.
Bye, guys.